Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about a subject I get asked a lot about, which is folks with ADHD and how to put together a day. So I've got a little tip here called the Hybrid Work Guide for adults with ADHD.
You're listening to the Productive, Not Busy podcast, where we show you how to do life and business confident, focused, and with a plan so that you can make more money, have more free time, and less stress. Your host, Wayne Withersby, will uncover actionable hacks, strategies, tips, and insights you can use today to live a better, more productive life. It's time to boost your mindset, confidence, and your attitude. Here's your host, Coach Wayne.
So the sudden shift to maybe working from home, a remote environment, can be kind of a rocky road for working adults. The challenge can be even greater if you have ADHD. So you were probably happy to say goodbye to your daily morning commute, right? When all that went down. On the other hand, you may be dealing with some new concerns, like, believe it or not, there's a thing called Zoom fatigue and feeling less connected, right? Your old routines have disappeared. It's kind of difficult to concentrate. Well, how can you work productively and protect your mental health while you're doing your job at home? It's a great question. So we put together this little study guide to hybrid work environments for adults with ADHD. And one of the first things is tips for video conferencing, right? Daily traffic on Zoom grew 535% in 2020 due to COVID, right? The increase in video conferencing is even greater when you take into account that many companies are use multiple platforms, not just Zoom. So becoming comfortable with the new ways of communicating is kind of essential. So I'm hoping these tips will help you. When you're on your Zoom or on your video conferencing, you got to move around. Being on camera reduces your mobility, right? So you wind up feeling kind of restless. So walking around the room, moving around, maybe a chair that kind of moves back and forth just a little bit, like let you shift occasionally. And sitting in on a stability ball maybe will even help boost up your energy a little bit during your Zoom calls. So also, you can stand back. The constant eye contact during video calls can be kind of overstimulating. I get it. So you want to stand or sit further away from your screen to increase your personal space, even though it's virtual. So watching yourself can be tiring as well. So most platforms have the option of maybe turning yourself off, because then you tend to sit there and critique yourself. Okay. Occasionally, you can look away from the screen, relieve mental and physical strains by kind of shifting your gaze away from the screen periodically. Glance up or fix your eyes on an object in the distance for a second and then go back to it. Next is you can use audio only, like we were just talking about. Be selective about turning your camera on. Assess your company's rules and make sure that's okay in the culture to avoid causing any friction with your workplace or your boss. But using audio is an option as well. And then next, you want to schedule breaks in between your video conferencing calls. Video calls can make a desk job kind of sedentary. So pause at least once an hour to stretch and take deep breaths, relax, get up, walk around, do what you got to do before you get onto your next call. And then here's a few other tips for some hybrid work issues that we've, talked to. And I did this research by just asking people that I knew that were clinically diagnosed with ADHD and asking them what their challenges were and how they kind of overcame. So we kind of compiled this information. So when your boss and coworkers are miles away, it's up to you to stay organized and motivated, even though it's you with the diagnosis. So try these tips for developing and coping strategies that will help you kind of focus. Okay. So first, number one that everybody said that I talked to is to take your medication. Many adults diagnosed with ADHD take medication as part of their treatment. Okay. So follow your doctor's recommendation to help you control your symptoms, even if you're staying away from home more or staying at home more, Plan your day. Structuring your time makes it easier to regulate yourself. Set reasonable expectations and block out enough hours for your top priorities so you can get things done without being frantic. Next, have a designated workspace. So putting boundaries between your personal and your professional responsibilities will help you avoid distractions for sure. Turn a spare room into an office or get you an outbuilding and, along that lines. So your business is in one corner of the dining room table is not an option because there's just too many distractions. Next, you want to clear away your clutter. Messy surroundings lead to general and greater anxiety and wasted time. Clean up yourself, clean up your space, Get rid of your possessions that you no longer need in that particular area. Next, you want to add some storage. Visit office supply companies, whatever home furnishing websites to shop for organization solutions. Maybe you'd rather use baskets than filling cabinets, okay? Whatever your choice is, but be able to have storage and not leaving things laying around. You want to post yourself some reminders. Find ways to prompt your memory. Hang a chalkboard above your desk, a sticky board.
You've been listening to the Productive, Not Busy podcast. Please hit the subscribe and notification of new episodes button and visit us on social media like Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok for bonus content.